Hey everyone, it's Kaylin at Elbin Mill Farm. Today I'm breeding rabbits, and much like everything else I do that kind of weird. I use the Almanac to choose my breeding days. I like to breed under Scorpio, but today is a Cancer sign. It'll be okay. I need some babies on the ground, so I'm going to go ahead and breed early instead of waiting for a Scorpio sign. Today I'm breeding my Harlequin Rex Doe Rowan to my Tri-Buck Iapetus. Hopefully I'll get some nice big tri and harlequin colored babies. I'm going to go ahead and put them together, and then I'll explain what days I choose and how I choose them and that kind of thing. Easy. Hopefully I'll get a few good fall offs while I explain this, if he goes from the right direction. Like I said, I like to use Scorpio for breeding. Scorpio is a really fertile sign, and it's a feminine sign. So babies born in a Scorpio breeding tend to be larger litters, and they tend to be doe heavy. Once I started doing this, I'm averaging about 2 does for every buck born, which usually just does not happen. And I can't say that that's why it's working, but it hasn't been an issue, so I keep doing it. And a lot of the old timers actually use the Almanac for all kinds of things. They choose when to plant, when to harvest, when to have dental work done, when to cut their hair, when to mow their yard. So my thought is, if it worked for the older generation, it could work for me, and so I'm just going to keep going with it until it starts to give me results I don't like. Like I said, today is a Cancer breeding, which is not quite as fertile as Scorpio, but it is still more of a doe heavy type breeding. Not quite as heavy. I tend to have a few more bucks in those kind of litters, but I need babies on the ground now, so I'm going to go ahead and do this instead of waiting till later in the month for Scorpio. A lot of people who use this actually find that they aren't producing enough bucks, and even though you only need one good buck to breed quite a few does, if you're not producing the bucks you need, eventually you may have to change up your breedings, and the sign you can use for that is Libra. It's semi-fertile, not quite as fertile as Cancer or Scorpio, but it's very much a masculine sign, and so those litters tend to be more buck heavy. I haven't had to do that yet. I have my bucks that I need currently, but if I get to where I'm not producing the bucks I need, I'll go ahead and switch to some Libra breedings out of some certain pairings. I have a calendar I added to the elbinmillfarm.com website. I went through and took my Almanac and picked out the days for Libra, Cancer, and Scorpio and put beside them what they do. That way, for anybody who doesn't have an Almanac, if they want to try this for themselves, you can literally just go to www.elbinmillfarm.com and click on the tab that says Best Almanac Days, I think. The other thing, I have not done this at all, but some people swear by it. Recs are kind of bad about having sore hocks. I haven't had much of an issue with it, and actually I just go ahead and try to breed for ones that don't have that. But you can actually, they say, breed under a Pisces, because Pisces controls I think the feet or the legs, and that's supposed to help with sore hock genetics. I don't know, like I said, haven't tried it, but if you are having issues with sore hocks and calling for it doesn't seem to help, maybe switch up to that, see if it gives you better babies. The only way to know is to try. I also added the best days to set hatching eggs to that calendar on the website. I actually hatch every single week. I set eggs every single week and hatch out babies every single week, but a lot of people only set 2 or 3 batches a year. And there are actually days that are supposed to be good for better babies, healthier babies, faster growing babies, that kind of thing. So I have those days in there too for anybody who wants to try that for when they're hatching. Basically, if you want to get an almanac, you can find just about anything and the signs that it's best to do it by. I use the Old Farmer's Almanac. It's yellow. My aunt actually, I think, uses the orange one and tells me mine doesn't work, but the dates are actually the same to my knowledge. I actually bought the other 2 last night to compare to that, just so I could see if she's right or if she's wrong. And I'll get back to you on that, whether or not the dates are the same. But really, I mean, there's a whole lot of good information in the Almanac, and like I said, the old timers used it, and there had to be a reason they used it. Now, whether or not you think that's too woo-woo and you don't want to try that, no big deal, but I mean, you have to breed them anyways. It doesn't really matter what day you do it. May as well do it on a day that's working. Unfortunately, I don't think these two like me talking while they're trying to get it on. So I'm actually probably going to stop my video here and sit here and watch to see if I can get my breeding done. But I just wanted to give you guys that information. Use it, don't use it. If you do use it, check back with me and let me know how your litters turned out. I'd like to know, were they bigger sizes than normal, and did you get a good doe to buck ratio that you were aiming for? Or if you do the one for Sorehawks, how did that turn out with you? But just let me know what you think. Thanks guys, bye.